Okay everyone, this is my 1966 Ford Fairlane Wagon. This is a beautiful 53,000 mile original car. I've listed it on eBay, and this is me just pointing out every single fault I can find on the car so that people know exactly what they're buying. Starting at the back of the car here, you can see some minor scrapes along the rear tail light, and you'll see that the gasket is a bit sun affected. I've got new tail lights and new gaskets for the car should the new owner want to fit them. Some very minor scrapes down the bottom here, and again minor paint touch up just here. You mightn't be able to see that, barely noticeable on the car at all. There is a very small crease that's almost impossible to see in the door here. You might be able to just see it there next to my finger. Again, very hard to photograph in this light and hardly noticeable. Again, there's a little stone chip just here in the door, barely noticeable. Another stone chip just here, again barely noticeable. The car's really very straight. There's a couple of very minor marks. You can see perhaps imperfections on the stainless there. Some very small stone chips in the stainless around the headlight surrounds. There's a mark on the front stainless just here. There's been a stone chip. Front bumper's in really very nice condition, as is all of the front stainless. Again, there's some very small marks around the headlight surrounds there on both sides. Very minor. The front bumper bar has a push-in imperfection just here. I'd say it's hit a door or something at some point. Bumper's actually sitting really nicely. Some very minor imperfections in the stainless trim there. Front guard's in good condition. There's the optional remote control mirror. A very minor paint imperfection just there in the bottom corner of the door. Could be a previous repair. Again, a very small paint imperfection in the dog leg. The stainless has got a couple of stone chips. You can just see some very minor imperfections along the belt line in the paint there. Again, very hardly noticeable at all. And there's a stone chip down in the rear quarter panel here. And that'll give you an idea of size. Very small. A couple of stone chips. Barely noticeable. The rear tailgate's been painted at some stage, and there are some humidity blisters. Very hard to see in this light, but smaller than the size of my small fingernail. About 3 little blisters there. The tailgate opens down this way. Got a big storage area under the rear parcel area, and the tailgate also opens outwards this way. Hasn't dropped on its hinges. In very good solid condition. Inside, the interior of the car's immaculate. There's a tiny little bit of wearing of the paint where someone's put their elbow on while they've been driving there. Dash pad's in great condition. There are some marks in the headlining. So there's about 4 tears plus evidence of 1 repair, I think, in the headlining. It's a big job to replace. You've got to take all the windows out. I've never worried about it. I think it adds to the character of the car. Interior's in superb condition. Air conditioned. Optional flasher kit under there. iPod connected stereo. Car's got a foot operated brake. You'll see there when I turn it on, the brake light comes on. All the dash lights come on as appropriate. It flashes. Car starts first time. It's got a beautiful twin exhaust note. The car's got 53,731 miles on it, and it drives like a brand new 66 Fairlane should drive. Tight on the road, no rattles and squeaks. All around a great vehicle.